GTA San Andreas, it's difficult to describe how it influenced not only the gaming industry but also all gamers at that time, especially for me and I'm sure for you. No matter how many good games came out after GTA San Andreas, we still like to return to Grove Street from time to time. We used to play San Andreas on the computer because we didn't have smartphones like we do today. Now you can run that game on any old device and it isn't as big a problem as it used to be. If you have noticed, there are so many modes, online servers for GTA San Andreas and millions of games based on San Andreas gameplay on the App Store and Google Play. Someone played it on the console, someone rolled it in old computers, perhaps the new facts are playing it in their remastered version. This means that the GTA San Andreas community is still alive and moreover it is growing. But why? Why do we still love this part of GTA and what did Rockstar do to create such a GOAT game ever? We have known for a long time that they do everything with a soul, and in any case this is the game that was able to convey in so much that our surprise was not the age at the time. This video will be from the video genre in which I will talk about things that answer the question why. And if you talk about GTA San Andreas, it will most likely be difficult to fit all the features of GTA into one video, but I will try. Let's get started. I first got acquainted with this game when I was about 4 years old. Back then I didn't have any device to play with. I was that kid who just played video games, played outside. In short, there was a time when there is no phone, there is nothing. Yes, many will condemn that I'm too young, but I will still say that I was born in 2004. That is when GTA San Andreas was released. I have not seen any announcements of this game, I have not watched the trailer of this game, and I have not waited for the moment when this game will be released. Yes, I may have already been rejected by an audience of 30-40 years old, but I would rather be honest than lie that I was waiting for this game and so on. Anyway, at the age of 4, I tried this game for the first time in my friend's computer. Compared to me, he was born into a richer family and into a family where his father loved to play. He had a good computer at the time and he always invited me to his house so we could play video games on his computer. When I was little, I was very shy and so I was ashamed to ask him for a computer. He mostly played by himself and I watched him play different games. And at some point, he launched the very game that we just called GTA and that's it. When he launched it, this game seemed familiar to me because before that, at the same age, I watched my relative play a similar game, but it was GTA Vice City. And the game that my friend launched is called GTA San Andreas. When he first played this game, I was really passionate about the process of playing it because I didn't really know how to play on the computer.
Ah, here we go again.
And at some point he let me play. I said I couldn't, but I wanted to play anyway. I remember him telling me how to run, how to get in a car, and how to shoot. I was so passionate about the game that I was happy every day when he called me home to play together. It got to the point where I begged my parents to buy me a computer. Of course, they didn't immediately agree because they probably thought I was still a child and didn't want to buy. But when I turned 5, they heard my plea and bought me a long-awaited computer. I even remember them telling me that we were going to buy a computer today. I thought it was just some kind of joke, but I was incredibly happy then. When they bought me a computer and called home a person who understands computers, he asked me what kind of game you want. I immediately said GTA. He downloaded 2 GTA for me at once. It was Vice City and San Andreas. When I first launched them, it seemed to me that Vice City was a little newer than San Andreas because San Andreas seemed old to me in terms of graphics and I always thought that San Andreas was the old part of Vice City. And I actually played Vice City instead of San Andreas because I liked everything about Vice City when San Andreas seemed worse in sound, control, and in general it seemed so dim compared to Vice City. But I did it until my older relative came to my house and told me that I was playing the old GTA. And he literally taught me how to enjoy GTA San Andreas as CJ. Well, in general, from that moment my journey along the big map of San Andreas began. In fact, the gameplay is the part of GTA that shows that you are playing a really new part, because according to the graphics and the plot, they didn't have any special jumps before GTA 4. Therefore, GTA San Andreas turned out to have very large amounts of gameplay features. It's just worth considering the appearance of foot mechanics as it became available according to the map. If you eat, not only your health is restored, but you can also notice an increase in other qualities such as obesity, as well as if you eat too much, it can lead to vomiting. I remember it was really funny to make CJ fat, or it was somehow proud to make him a joke walking into the gym, as if you feel that you are swinging in the gym. I also remember how it was generally possible to learn new techniques in martial arts schools, and each city had its own martial arts schools. In general, there were a lot of small details here that show that you improve your character's skills. If you shoot a lot with a machine gun, you can shoot on the go, and even reload it on the go, and when reversing, the animation also changed, or CJ became more confident to hold the steering wheel. Customization of the main character became essentially a new type of activity. Everything is there. You could change your hairstyle, clothes, and you could draw a tattoo. Clothing brands differed depending on the store's brand. There were also much more weapons as well as types of transport. Besides bicycles, ATVs also appeared. The game seemed literally endless. There were also so many mini games that I don't think I'll remember anything right now. This includes billiards, a casino with various slot machines and card games, and even street ball. In fact, GTA is a big open world RPG game where you can cosplay a biker or a trucker with complete freedom of action. You can rob houses, work as a firefighter, pimp, or try yourself as a taxi driver. This is not GTA 3, where there are only 3 types of activity, but much more. After that, of course, the popularity of online servers becomes clear. The phrase, "why do we need other games when there is GTA San Andreas?" appears here. I don't know you, but after I complete all the story tasks, the game is just beginning for me. Because after completing the story, all the possibilities will open up, from which you can then enjoy with all your heart. For example, in this game, I just enjoyed the fact that you could do anything. I drove around the world, explored the details, customized the car. In short, I didn't just complete the game, I played it. I literally lived there. The plot of GTA San Andreas is one of the longest and highest quality among all GTA games, or even among all Rockstar games. It seems that in the story, Rockstar wanted to show everything in such a way that it would be unforgettable. What are CJ's main motives? In fact, he didn't just want revenge or power in his gang, but also wanted to restore close relations with his family and protect his neighborhood after a long absence. And throughout the game, he shows us how he becomes respected in his gang. There's even a scale of this respect, and each completed mission gives us a kind of respect points that can then be used when capturing territory. That is, in fact, it helps to control more people on Grove Street. For example, at low level, you can manage 2 people, and when you increase your level of respect, you can manage up to 7 people. It is worth saying what topics are raised on the storyline of this story. There are cultural issues such as racism, corruption, and social issues such as gangs and the underworld, as well as family and betrayal. When I found out that Big Smoke and Ryder had betrayed us, I felt betrayed by these people. That's how I got into the plot. Yes, I was already going through the plot at a conscious age. This is a random fact. The plot takes place in different cities, which is another proof that GTA San Andreas is a top-level game. Every city offers something new. In Los Santos, CJ participates in street fights and tries to restore the strength of his gang. In San Fierro, CJ is involved in the criminal business, learns how to run a garage, and fights drug cartels. In Las Venturas, CJ takes to a new level by working with the mafia and organizing major robberies. Yes, in general, the GTA plot is no longer the mafia, but also not some kind of shit, but already consider a cool and deep plot for such a game. The coolness of GTA San Andreas plot lies in its realism, character development, exciting themes, and a constant sense of progress. It combines drama, humor, and action, offering the player not just a game, but a full-fledged criminal story. In short, as someone who's never been to California 2 years ago, I don't need to buy a visa or plane tickets because GTA San Andreas was created for this purpose. Here you can feel the atmosphere of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. Although this is not California, although it's alright. I've also never felt in my life what ghetto culture and gangster life are. But the music, the story of CJ, which is gradually revealed, conveys to us the atmosphere of the ghetto, which then for some reason becomes native, even more native than my own culture. Dancing on lowriders, a shootout at 3 in the morning, the game seems to lead you by the hand from the very beginning and then throws you into a cycle of problems and at the same time allows you to unwind the story by a thread. In general, as a rule, the most atmospheric and cozy part of the game is the very beginning. When there is no such mess, the missions were calm, the event is served in a measured manner. It is very interesting to read the dialogues of the main characters, and the voice acting is so wonderful for those years that you can feel that very street American accent. To be honest, thanks to GTA San Andreas, it seems to me that the American accent should look exactly like this. Although these are just ordinary conversations in a conversational style with their own slang. And what is the cost of presenting antagonists and enemies to developers? After GTA San Andreas, we dislike the ballast so much that when we see people in purple clothes in GTA 5, we subconsciously feel hatred and wanted to kill them, although they have no special relation to the main characters of the 5th part. In short, the atmosphere of GTA San Andreas is not just a game, but a full-fledged journey into the era of the 90s of America. As a result of all of this, I would like to say that GTA San Andreas has become another revolution after the old parts. For example, after the 3rd part of GTA, it became clear that Vice City has become much better in all aspects. And so it was with San Andreas after Vice City. As for the game's gaming capabilities, GTA gives something unique with each new release. I can't imagine what GTA 6 and then GTA 7 will be like if gameplay is the most important part of an evolving game. And San Andreas is a sandbox game with its own storylines, with its own unique gameplay, as well as most importantly extensive in-game features. Millions of people from all over the world are still playing this game on smartphones. Someone logs into servers where thousands of people are also sitting. I want to say that this game is impossible to forget, and I think we loved it because not only money is invested in it, but also the soul that new games lack. I think the video turned out to be interesting for you because I tried with all my heart. So I ask you, of course, to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna make the following videos. Bye everyone.